I'm going to unite common sense with legal litigations against these guys that we can't shut down. First of all, I'm not conservative. Why? They're inflating the housing market. They're just letting hedge funders, house flippers, everybody in there. You're going to have a friggin' housing market crash. The bank rates are going up. So we're going to have to put a stop to you. I'm joining up the entrepreneurs in my area, and I'm going to get legal action to close you down. I'm going to close Jorgen Peterson. I'm going to tune his tune down against women and equality. We're going to shut you down. I'm going to shut down these zealots of veganism. I'm a pro-animal rights activist. And I don't think we should go out and call them cupcakes, but I do at times. And it's just anger. I'm pro-animal rights. I've treated horses good. I'm into tax sales, and I want good treeless saddles and really well fitting. And I want your weight down so you don't hurt horses. The first word I'm going to use, I'm an animal communicator. These animals love to work for us. They live in the heart. You live up here. Okay? You live up here. They live here. If we lived in the heart, we'd do anything and work. We wouldn't be going around saying, I won't do this. We'd do the things we love, and they love to help us. Animals love. So this guy I want to get off here, he's an asshole. Oh, I shouldn't say that. I got to take him to court. We're going to shut him down for women's rights and equalities. He's influencing in the monogamy. Like, he's not a good man. Jesus said to Judith, you see with the eyes of the mind. And that's what he's working on. I've got so much against Jorgen Peterson. He might be a doctor. He's got a clozapine addiction. Yeah, he's crazy. And he's attacking women's rights. And this is dangerous. He's going up against engineers. I had a civil engineer come in. It's as bad as calling black people stupid. It is. It's a genetic defect, and women can't be leaders. Well, there's the fourth wave of feminism has to come in. The way I look at it, the sisterhood has to come in, the divas, to change this global disaster and what we're doing in destroying this planet. So here's me. All living beings have a right to live. Yeah, I'm kind to animals. I'm kind to people. We have a right to own land and learn good agricultural techniques and shut down the dissonance. We have to. We do it with civil law, and that's class action lawsuits. We'll shut you down, the right wing supporters, because they aren't doing anything right. They're not doing anything right. They're letting the markets flood, and you want a landlord class, and you're talking rubbish. Like, you've lived on social media and you haven't lived in the real world, and you're addicted. Like, I was drunk, and I'm not. Can't afford to drink. The housing market made beer cheap. So you gotta smoke weed. I don't smoke weed. I want you to have a good life, and you're not gonna have a good life in a landlord class. There's no freedom with that. This is house flipping. It's dishonest, and it's gonna crash. We're at the pinnacle. So I see some young men on here and women that are learning some economics, common sense. Money doesn't come fast. And sometimes the sacrifice is needed to make a lot of money. One of the great men I know that made a lot of money, he made sacrifices. I was working with him. He was part of my college. Like, I was in horse racing, okay? It was bad. I didn't like that. Drugging horses. It was criminal. It was like throwing externalities into a commodity market or anything. We couldn't make anything with it. We're trying to clean it up. We got stewards at Woodbine. Now, I took a horse. Listen to this story. I want Mr. Miss Vegan, I'm not going to attack you. I want you to listen about heart and love. Children know the heart. This mare, she was in the 4th race. I was watching this. You ever heard of a hard horse? Hey diddle diddle, cat and the fiddle. The cow jumped over the moon. These little children just said the magic word. Will you run this race and win for us? The wise mare looked down at the little children. Mm-mm. I'm watching the race. It comes out the gate. Oh my, like you're 4 lengths up. 8 lengths. She was running on this, not this. This is the problem with humans. It's called an anthropomorphic ideology. Animals love to do things for us. So you work for somebody. You're slaving away. You'll pay the landlord class? They're parasites. So I sound like a communist. No, they're parasites. You're being a slave to these stupid ideologies. Animals don't think in that mind. Animals think in other parts of the body. Read Linda Kohano's Power of the Herd and these mirror neurons and how we are using different horsey senses, using different parts of our consciousness. Not just this. Our heart, our emotions. I'm a Reiki master, but I'm an animal Reiki master. What are we going to do with dogs? Don't put that on. I'll tell you, I work on ways to get dogs off of those darn halters and stuff. They get a little too aggressive. So they got to put a halter on, and they hurt their nose. I don't like that. So what I do is I balance out the root chakra where they're not so. And I take it off a bit and see if they can walk right. They can't bring it back on. Take it off until they learn to walk right with you. You can't have them dragging you. And I'm trying to find kind ways. I work with a horse. I work with his heart and his connection. And I show him a way of direction. Okay, you're heavy. Liberty work is a beautiful form of working with a horse. And there's nothing cut and dry about life. There's no cut and dry. This is self-righteousness. You got to be careful of this. That's a part of your ego. The human ego, you can have I got a watch on my wrist. And I can feel my ego. I don't like playing stage sets when I'm playing gigs. I get too big. It starts to edge up. I don't want to be the stage man. I like to be a humble man. I like to be kind to children, kind to horses. I love kids that have ponies. Treat them well. But all this is an ideology, and you can attack me. And I'm watching you because I'm ready for lawsuits. I'm ready for lawsuits right now. I'm formulating a group of people that are in business, and you're going against our professions. Like Dorian Virtue's going out there and running down yoga, Reiki, everything, and calling us the devil. That's a lawsuit. We'll shut you down on the international stage. We are professionals. We get paid for this work. I've never hurt anybody. It's a modality of healing. So there's another violation on the world court, that on the international, even the provincial court. You can't call a Reiki master a devil. It's against the law. There's Christians that do Reiki, and that's zealotry. Jorgen Peterson's walking a tightrope with the Ontario Equality Act. I'd like to push him a little farther and find out where he's getting the $70,000. Do I hate him? No, I want to stop him with honest things. I don't want women feeling what they're feeling. I don't want this terror going on. I believe the Dalai Lama is correct. Women need equality, and they can be the we or the heel of this planet, this Western world. I'm going to attack anti-environmentalists with a legal lawsuit. I'm getting funds. Know what it is? You'll attack Trudeau? Go ahead. Go ahead. I want to shut you down with a lawsuit because I like that money. It's called carbon tax money. It's nice. So these green scammers are criminals. To say green scam. Natural agriculture is cheaper, more efficient. The problem with natural agriculture is being manipulated by commodity boards. I've been in agriculture. I've been in good horsemanship. Problem with social media and videos, it's always showing the bad. You just don't have that Kodak moment to show the beauty. That's sad, isn't it? Like the music industry is garbage right now. If I told you that music's garbage, you'd say I'm a racist. Listen, I played Robert Johnson, I played Lightning Hawkins, Sam Hawkins. They're all black people. Ella Fitzgerald, black people. That's trash. And that is screwing up their record industry. I want to get back to vinyl, and I don't want to hear any more ifs, ands, or buts. Sure, stream music's good. No, it isn't. It's not as good as vinyl. Come on, Cupcake. I don't kind of call you names. I'm not attacking you. I'm just quieting you down. I'm going to form groups up. We'll get civil action and shut you down. Bill C-11 is not going to cut you. You're causing dissonance. You're causing harm, danger in our society. And you're hurting professions. The horse profession is a good profession. Woodbine makes a lot of money. And we're cleaned up the act. We got some bosses called stewards. Now they watch this stuff. Out you go. And that's how we do it. There's a lot of bad stuff in businesses. Overbreeding of horses is one problem. No real good confirmation. Minimalization of the business and working within the energy of that horse spirit. The horse's energy field of his divine unity, because God sent horse for a purpose. To open our hearts and realize that we're confused about slavery. We're confused. We're so confused about slavery. Ownership, land, and respect of it. Not even ownership. Shared land. Communal peace. Landlords don't give you freedom. They don't give you freedom. It's inflating the market. So here we are. We're in an economy. The Liberal government's got plans, but you don't seem to think so. You're attacking Trudeau. I think you should go to jail for putting signs up after Trudeau. I really think you should. I think it should be a jail sentence. I think cars that run too noisy should get car crushed. We used to do that. It's a good sign. Police say you want to watch something, kid. That's a car crusher. Here's your car at the other end, this little sardine can. Because you're making noise and raising high blood pressure of people, causing the health epidemic. Those levels are just too much here. So I'm going to work with the entrepreneurs. I can't do anything about stupid politics. It's gone to hell, but I can unite and do something in civil court and sue them. You got to shut this traffic down. It's nuts here. What is it? It's partisan politics. So here's the way us old people are going. We've given up on politics, and a lot of the younger people are too. But if we don't have housing for these young people, if you fools Ted Cruz and get him out of Canada. Get Trump, he's back on Twitter when Musk left. We got a war on with Russia. They got missiles pointed at us. So we got to work together with President Biden and with Prime Minister Trudeau. Not attack him like a little cupcake. I know, I'm just going to shut you down. Every time I'm watching you, I see you coming up there. You try to fight Bill 51, we're going to see you in court. Yeah, I'm not going to call you names. I'm going to call it business. We got to shut you down, kid. General Sir McGregor or whatever your name is. I'm watching you. I curse you and I shouldn't. I know legal law and I know what you're saying. The Court of Ontario, Canada's made everything permissible. It has evidence now. They passed the new law. Watch what you say. I've got a lawsuit on a guy that was using Yipes. I said, you threw me out of the bar. You don't like my politics. I wasn't doing anything. And I talked to a lawyer. He says, you got him. You screenshot it. It's permissible in court. You're going to sue him, and the bar manager might go to jail because that's not that. Yeah, I'm suing him for defamation of character. When I came back, good luck to you. Bye. You're controlling the music system by keeping. You just don't know anything about music. What do I know? I'm a 70s rocker, man. I'm an 80s rocker. I know a lot about music. I play music. They don't know much. They're just hat people that put the hat on trying to make the profits. They're yuppies. Am I being insulting? Well, move up into the area where you know something, like a doctor knows something about health. Do you know anything about health? So you go to the doctor. I know what's wrong with me. Well, what the hell are you doing? Get out of here. It's the same with me. You know it all. I'm not going to go and do therapy on your horse. I'm a horse shaman. I don't hurt horses. I've never beaten a horse. I work within, like I could take a knife to your neck. This is a horse whisperer. I show a better direction. You absolutely don't know anything about what you're talking about with veganism. Let's talk about this. Pianos. I didn't like the killing of animals for keys. On the piano. My piano's got plastic keys. They're beautiful ivory. But do we smash them? Throw them out? Yeah, it seems like that's what happened. When they were made before that era, you smash them. That's nuts. This guy, I needed a belt. He's a vegan. And I'm trying to bring out something to him about zealotry. That doesn't make sense. I bought a belt. It's no good. That animal is passed. It's passed on. I don't like skinning animals. We could make better belts, but we don't. So I use his leather. You think I like it? I have to use something with pencil steel. So he gave me the belt, but I said, that's nuts. Zealotry. It's just going too far with the vegan thing. I am a vegan, basically. I eat eggs. Let's talk about eggs. What's wrong? I was in the chicken industry. It's just cruel as hell. It's just cruel as hell. Factory fed chickens are cruel. It's horrible, people. I'm talking about kindness. Let's quit. If you're going to use vegan, I'm going to use another word. Plant-based kind diet. Zealotry is this decant. I think therefore I am. And that's what's happening to our world. We don't know anything. And there's a media, the Buddha Marfman learned this. He was a vegan, really. And he learned that just eat a little pea, but he was nothing. It was just down to nothing. So he found the equanimity of the middle path. I want you to live a kind diet. I want you to be kind to people. But when you go out and point fingers at people, that's not kind. Jesus taught to live in the heart, not up here. We're living up here like an anatomical robot. My two eyes sticking out of my head. Our heart produces neurons and consciousness. So here I get into arguments with pro-rights, pro-life people. Let's get on to this. In the real world, if we educated girls about sex, have less of this. In the real world, if we didn't cause poverty because of right-wing extremes, we could raise kids. But when you bring kids up and they got no money, and when does consciousness enter the fetus? This is speculative. It's gone to extremes. This, what it is the fear of life and death. They're all in interplay. Without one, you wouldn't have the other. Everything dies and everything renews. Impermanence is a spiritual awakening of what is. But everybody's going around smoking weed and not being real. Taking drugs and just being zealot-like and medicating on social media. It's an addiction. Everything is a purpose. I go to the shop and get a beer. I have maybe one or two. Man can drink 2 beers. No more. Just stop there. Have a nice meal, listen to some hockey, and talk to your mates. But I pulled out the french fries. There's a bottle to match it. I pulled the whole thing on it. No. This just makes a mess. So we minimalize things. We do things with imbalance. The human body's right out of balance. We're not grounded. Our chakratic zones are out of balance. But, the zealot is the ego. Look at me, self-righteous. But if I say to you, you're self-righteous, then I'm the pointer of the finger. And the Buddha taught, kill the Buddha on the path. What's that mean? To get rid of these attachments to ideologies. Because you're not freeing yourself. The freedom is to find the middle path of everything. Ask yourself, instead of me, where do I come into the middle of their rights? Attacking vegan people is just driving people to eat more meat. Grasping. Can't do that. Things change with kindness. Things change with peace and equanimity. Nelson Mandela. Oh, it seems so weak. 20 years in prison. That's only a linear concept. But when he came out with all this love and wanting a future, apartheid dropped. I want that to drop, that noise in the morning. Too much noise. I'm going to talk to the council and say you got to do something about the noise. It's ridiculous here. We got to come into city ordinances. Other provinces do. I've been all over Canada. I've never heard so much noise. And what it's doing is the Ontario healthcare system's overinflated. We're spending more money on healthcare and not noises out there. There's a lot of things that we can fix that'll save money. Gyms here, nobody can afford them. Why? Latermost, the damn housing market. Things aren't selling. Art gallery here, she can't sell art. See, we got to put we're not working together. So I'd like to get a lawsuit on these guys. I know what I'm doing. First of all, they're causing mental health problems at these shelters. They're dreadful. They got run by narcissists. And the kids are nuts now. They're living in the woods and won't go in those places. So what I want to do is I'm going to get an audit on them and see where. I think it's the brokers. Yeah, I think it's the brokers. Take their charitable status away and remove them and start getting housing affordability. I got to do something. The mental health system's getting crazy with homeless kids around here. It's nuts. It's selfishness. And it's going to an end of it'll end all things. The housing market's inflated so much that people that got millions of dollars invested here are wondering where the hell it's going. So I want to stop the hedge flipping and the landlord class. It's just driving things nuts. What is a millennial group of thinking everything's instant? It's not instant. I want to shut you down. The banks should shut you down, but we have no consolidation. We got no democracy. We're not working together. Class action suits are the start of the democracy without being anarchists. The problem with a lot of revolutions is being anarchy, and that's not going to work. I saw a girl outside a place there. She's just making herself look like a weirdo. She's got a beard painted on her face. What the hell's that? Is that a part of the feminine movement? No. Divine feminine is women looking like women. I'm not attacking transgender. I don't agree with it, but that's not my judgment. I just don't like it. John Hawkins says it's a mental illness, but that's a judgment, so I can't say. But going out and putting a beard on, shaving your head's crazy, wearing tattoos, and be a lady. And you look the divine feminine. It seems like you're masculinizing to beat the monster. That's the men. You're perfect divine feminine. Wear the hair long, look beautiful. And you're not enslaving yourself. You're being you. Be you and be the beautiful diva that you are. Be the goddess. Don't worry about these misogynists. We'll get them down. Because a good gentleman will support the ladies. Stupid men will read Jordan Peterson. I said, oh, you're a sanitary engineer. Yeah. Professor? You're putting out the garbage. Kid says, yeah. Do you read Jordan Peterson? Yeah. Then you're honeydew boy. Shovel in the moon. You can't read that. You're never going to have a good relationship listening to a guy misogynized. What it is this. The social media systems created a collective of very, very huge egos. And young men are having a hard time dealing with young women. I know I was young. I don't want to work on Maggie's phone. But I've come to a point in my life that I think women need to really be your boss. I help young couples, and it's always the guy that's being the jerk. And I don't want to date their girlfriends. It's their girlfriends are mad and they go over old granddaddy and want to have who do. I don't do that. I'd like you to get back to your girlfriend and not do that, please. And that's what's going on. And I can date young women. I mean, about 22. Oh hell yeah, it's easy. Because these guys are acting like jerks. And then you bitch, why do they go out broke, guys? Because you're not acting right. You want a nice gear in your life and have a good family. That's what I want, my friends. Come on, buddies. I saw a couple yesterday, and oh God, I said, God bless you. She pulled him through cancer. She had a car accident. He's helping her get back on her feet. Love, man. But what are you talking about? Jorgen Peterson? If you don't respect a woman, you don't deserve to get married. You don't deserve to have a little weenie thing down there. Because there's no use. It's useless. Because the world is respecting each other and loving each other. And she needs money. And if she makes more money than you, good. She's a professional. Look at the Prime Minister of New Zealand. She's got more money than her partner. They live happy and she had a baby. She's running the country. She's running a democracy. That's why I want women in the world to be leaders. Flood the market with the divine feminines to in as independent politicians and just flood them to get this earth down to a natural state of green. We talk about knife and animal rights, but we kick against ourselves on the whole planet. The lamb will lie if down with the lion. Isn't that what we want? So when we're talking about animal rights, well, let's talk about horsemanship. You can be a vegan and ride a horse. Or you do groundwork, Liberty. They love to walk with you, but you can't walk them in the park yet. Maybe you work on that. Maybe you could work on walking dogs and horses in the park or walking them in the street, but the laws don't allow that right now. But someday, the lamb will lie down with the lion. But riding a horse is subjective. We're getting treeless saddles. And another thing is, dressage riders do this. Stormy May argued with me. She's crazy. I said, Jenny Roth teaches dressage, independent seat, breathing with the horse. Horses love to work with us. So you're getting that we own them and make slaves of them. No, we work within the consciousness of that species, that animal that we are too. With love, we make great sport. We want good sport. Am I attacking anybody? I'm just pulling back the reins of you going out of control. I'm all for a kind diet. I eat a little eggs. You're gonna say I'm cruel. You could if I'm buying them from a producer. That's not good intention. If I'm buying them from somebody's got a few chickens and they're using them in the farm and not killing them, but being kind to chickens, it's not wrong. Silkworm. Vegans, extremists will not use silk. The caterpillar. There's things that are left behind. What about tusk? I use them on my guitar picks. And antler bones. They're not killed. They drop them. The First Nations and the indigenous people pick them up. It's an animal product, but it's left behind. So there's many nuances to the whole thing about, let's call it kindness. The lamb life down with the old man. I don't like a heavy-handed person on reins. I use soft hands. It's a communication tool. Like a conductor communicates with the orchestra. I use a crop. That horse will bow to because he's trained. He's a trick pony. He's an Arab. I put my crop out like this. He goes down on path. He knows this is a signal. It's like the conductor waving at this. I don't whip him. It's an aid, like the baton. You had piano teachers that will teach you piano. They'll go like this. Other ones take a yardstick. You're hitting that piano right. Wham! See, it can be used in two ways. So you judge things all the time. You judge things all the time from the first appearance. Because watching him take a horse down, he's an alpha. He's an Australian Brumby rescuer. He's got to get him to work with him. And he's got to get him riding for people because they'll kill him. They'll kill him. So he'll put a rope around his hoof and bring him down. Oh, it looks so cool. It does. But watch the bit. Okay, he starts stroking. It's all right. It's all right. And that's what they do if they take you to school. And sometimes you hate that, don't you? I'm a guy that wonders about public education. I really do. I think, and the rubbish they teach in schools about environmentalism and stuff, it's just getting garbage. Uh, well-educated parents and creating a family unit and living in a modular home or a tiny house, learning minimalization, saving money, working like pioneers in grassroots economy. It's good for the kids. Have a bit of Wi-Fi and educate them in really good education. The problem with the education system, it's all wrapped down to careers. There's no freedom in a career. There's not much money in it. I see people getting into software companies. A lot of software companies. Technology changes over the years, they're gone. I've seen that. How many programs do we need for business? Not so many. We're over marketing markets. They're all over the place. Economics, too much. So minimalization of capital is this way. Try to sort out what the best thing is for your business. And maybe, I'm not going to say crash, smash the presses, like what do you call it? Sell it. You can't do that. We're using technology. I take off apps. I don't use social media. Now Trump's on Twitter. I don't use it. I'm using this platform and I'm using it in a way to warn you. I'm going to unite fair business and nobody run down business people that are doing good business. Or we'll do class actions. And I'd like to do a class action on the people that are supporting this overinflated housing market before everybody goes down. Coming on here is you've got freedom and animosity, anatomy to say what you feel. But to slander and hurt other businesses and hurt the Canadian economy and democracy is wrong. We've weakened the law so much with the far right. I mean, social justice is freedom. It is. Conservative libertarianism is not freedom. It's good for them, not good for them. It's called greed. 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 Envy. These are toxic pills. Envy is a horrible pill. Be happy for people. Want better for them. Fear is the problem. They got more than me. What the hell is that? Why is heaven more than me? They're getting ahead. That's fear. Fear. Being happy for other people. Try it on. Being happy, you see a guy out in a big sailboat yesterday. Hey, my friend, you have a beautiful day out in the lakes. You work for that. God bless you, and may you have a beautiful day sailing. Being happy for the rich people that have worked and done things or got their money. Not everybody's a crook. Not everybody's a crook. They've educated themselves, they buy things, but they buy it fugally. I want that boat, so I make sacrifices. I'm not going to buy a ring on those box stores. I make sacrifices. I hear some crazy things about money. My friend just turned 90, 40, 70. He had a birthday. He's a rock and roll star who lives up here. So the kid says to me, he goes back into that Canadian Tire, gives my wife a hard time. Oh, he doesn't. He says, I want a refund. Well, he's got lots of money, I'll throw it away. It's a bad relationship. It's not frugality. So I'm talking sort of a conservatism. It isn't libertarian. It's called frugal collective of what works for society. And that is minimalization. We've got a world of garbage we're producing. So he said to me, these are awfully expensive. Yeah, because each other one, they were 90 and they were breaking. These, I hear good music with them. I like them. So he's giving me food bank food. That's only a transition. Yeah, I had to buy them because I was breaking headphones and I need music. And I need to listen to audiobooks when I'm walking. I got an iWatch. That's money. Well, I'm learning other ways to cut things down. Like I'm a vegetarian. You know what I really like? He gave me a blender. They work perfect. I just go out to he's gonna take me out. Get apples by the bushel. Here, these box stores, $15 for 3 pounds. I can get a bushel for $35. Cut it up, put it in the fridge, make smoothies. Get some kale, just add a little bit of kale. Lots of fruit. I like fruit. I could say bananas are wrong. That's nonsense. In their own right, they have potassium. You know, all this stuff on here is rubbish. There's no proof to it because I'm a holistic specialist. Banana, everything in its own right is sure they have sugar content. Coffee is strong, some coffee. You know, dark roast is less caffeine. That's how you produce it. I use a French press. Brewing really makes it strong. I used to have the jitters. I don't have jitters with coffee. But water's good. But I like to put a little bit of alkaline in it. So I'm going to buy a Berkey with an alkaline filter. They're expensive. Goes in the fridge, goes on the counter. And I put in bottles. And that's beautiful. And I do energy healing with it. I can change the molecular structure of water. Is it me doing it? Is it me doing it? No, my chakras are charged and implanted with attunements. And that's what you get if you do this. We can change the molecular structure of things like wine. Yeah. You get good at energy healing. You can go into a bar or a diner They're not believing in this stuff. Take the bottle, charge it. Take the other bottle, don't charge it. Try both. Give them the side-by-side comparison. This is energy healing. It's alchemy. Guy was arguing you're doing alchemy. Everything's alchemy. It's a quantum reality that we can change precious metals. We can change etheric crystals. I use etheric crystal energy. Sounds crazy. He says you're doing alchemy, witchcraft. Oh, Lord, what are you doing? You're doing psychic surgery, guy. What the hell's the difference? See, we get too solid in these fields of everything. I was listening to a book, Woman. When we use the distance symbol, we pick up psychic things. We bridge time and space with that symbol. I'm not going to name it. But we get psychic hits. Now, the Roshi said to Simpson Young, ignore all phenomena. Because he was getting blessings and meditating in a group, and all these deities of higher dimensions are coming in. Ignore all phenomena. So he goes to Peru with the Roshi. And all these deities are coming in. What is this? Well, you ignore all phenomena. So phenomena exists, and same with psychic ability with Reiki. And so she said, do you ignore it? You get hits. So you're doing a client. And I'm going to tell you, you don't split out. I've done that. I get a hit and they get upset. I don't do that. I sort of get around it and just say, I think you should try this. But I'm getting hits. I think you need to go. I get visions of my client. I think walking in the park would be good for you. I'm getting visions of her going there and getting away from all that stupid overworked girl. The older girl is divorced, and she does this. This is what women do. I'm falling pretty bad with that rotten boy there. I gotta work 5 computers and do this and this and this. You need a little bit of balance, sister. So I did some Reiki on her, and she said, I feel better. I see you walking in. You need to get out in the park. I didn't say I see you. She got out walking in the park and enjoying her life. She's lost her husband. This bad marriage. But she gets in these attitudes of, I'm going to get graphic arts. Yeah, but you got to put the lid down, kid. His life's short. My friend is is a healthcare professional. She's very wise. She's 35 years old. She says, life's impermanent. Enjoy it. You never know when it's going to happen. If you live right now and enjoy everything and not worry about dying, just live and be good. Because when you start worrying about things, you get it and it goes. But even if you live 28 years, if you live well, keep yourself healthy, find balance in life like the clock. So everything's got a sort of a middle path. Veganism can be all right, but don't shove it on people. It's like me going up and taking a knife to people's throats. That's not kindness. You gotta accept people. The first part of suffering is forcing things. They're doing that wrong. All I'm doing is trying to protect and bring in some balance with a bit of equanimity and using civil lawsuits. Create a balance. I don't know how to bring them together. Maybe there's another way. Talking with other people. and coming up with some mediation. I don't like threatening people. I'd like to have a mediation to come together. Please stop inflating these houses. Start minimalizing your consumption. As I said to him, "Are you a realtor?" And he looked concerned. Because I think he knows there's something up. So we gotta be loved in the end. And if the market crashes, you might be in the bottom of the bay because it's gonna affect everybody. I'm serious. Flipping houses is nuts, and they're gangsters, and it's getting money laundered, and the law and order, and criminal activities. Right livelihood. It's sustainable. Oh, sustainable. Here's my belief. All life is sustainable. All life can be good, but not. He was a bass player. And he wouldn't play anything but Mingus, and that's stellatry, man. I don't play on their bluegrass instruments, only traditional bluegrass. Stellatry. You know, everything's got these ebbs and flows of middle path. When the chakratic zones of our body are out of balance, we're out of balance. Our emotions are out of balance. Middle path. That's what the Buddha talked about. I think Jesus Christ talked about that too. He said, "Do the lilies of the field cease to be?" And he said, "Take the splinter out of thy eye before you cast the first stone." So, what was Jesus Christ? A teacher of kindness. He said, "Love thy God with all thy heart." These were the commandments he was really bringing down to all thy heart and all thy soul, and love everybody the same way. So, would you point fingers at people? You can't change people that way and attack them and go on social media and call people that ride horses rotten. You can't go on and call people fat people. It's not kind. So the equanimity of accepting things as they are is the peace, the sangha. This is not what we really want. We've lost the path. Ideology goes in every darn thing. Self-righteousness. So I go by and they're having sweat lodge. I don't want to hear anything saying that it's pagan. It's traditional ceremony for the First Nations. So I was interested in the sweat lodge. Well, spirit comes in, or great spirit, or God, or his angels, or whatever you want to call it, comes into that sweat lodge. The stones are hot. They're drumming. They're pretty well naked inside. And spirit comes in. What we do that they don't do. What they have within that sweat lodge stays there. That knowledge. We're sharing our ideas with the internet. We're going out there taking pictures and sharing it with the world, and you don't know what's and who and how you're being manipulated and how you're being judged and you're being envied, and you're just sharing too much. I say delete the apps. Get the clouds out of your eyes, like the things. Delete these. They're no good for you. And if they're gonna start spreading rumors, what? Like I think YouTube's a platform we could be good on because there's good and bad. And I think the bad we just do litigations on. They're not putting policies in, and they should. But what can we do? If it's in our communities, we just go and shut you down by civil lawsuit if you're violating businesses and you're hurting the economy and democracy. Just do lawsuits. There's another way around it. It's not jail. There's no need to put you in jail to sue you and make you slave for a while. No, it might calm you down. Civil law is just sucking money out of you and keep sucking until you quit doing that. That's all we do. We don't throw you in jail. Jail costs money, my friends. There's no resolution if you go into jail. I never gain money out of people in jail. Nah. But I like money. And your money, keeping on working and doing this stuff. We'll just, all the good people are going to go up against all the manipulators and have a good time. Because we love money. We're going to minimalize, live above the stupid market. And with the class action lawsuits. Now, I'm pro gender equality. So Jorgen has to change his little toonies. And Rex Murphy will get you off of there. You're a right-wing extremist. And Joe Brogan, you gotta calm down. Give you a pill. I got people around here doing a lot of dope, and they're gonna die because the world's getting messed up with this junk, and they don't even know what their head is because you're messing them up. Mental health problem. Time to clean up the manure. So I'm gonna unify common sense and get some lawyers. Just do class action. That's as easy as can be. Can't get that bill C-2111. That's going to be a draconian bill of no freedom. But we have to have restraints. The social media system's getting out of control. And these are platforms of information. And that's good. We want honest information. Are you honest? Or are you self-righteous? Do you know what you're talking about? Well, your history lesson, young man, is wrong. It's so wrong. I've lived long enough. It's self-righteous and it's just right-wing. Stephen Harper was the worst prime minister in Canada. And he did all this garbage. We were trying to rope him in. He was the worst prime minister. Come on. He sold to China 15 years of resources. And the Canadian flag is Diefenbakers. It took out the first two wars, men and women fought for the Union Jack on that flag. Diefenbaker put that out in 65. I like that flag better. But now you're going for Banana Republic. Yeah, and the United States did some amazing things. They fought off a really oppressive power at one time. But they kept the Second Amendment like it was God. And the technology got more advanced and they had fully automatic weapons killing each other. So I don't know. It's time to lay down those arms. It's not a safe place to be. Fully automatic. Technology keeps on advancing. One gun over another gun. Yeah, I don't think so. You have to get into grace. Create a civil democracy where everybody votes. Quit distorting facts. Let people vote and decide for themselves. The grace is that the collective comes sane again. But dissidents controlling factions is not going to make things good. The collective mirrors everything, and it gets influenced. The job of influence is to influence a good direction. But you're not. You're just influencing what you think's right. Humility is to know you really don't know much. And I'm going to admit that. I'm 67 and I don't know everything. I keep learning. I know what I know and I can't let that go. What I know is what failed. And you're repeating the same mistakes. I'm grateful for being alive. I don't hate being alive, but you hate boomers. It's sad. Very sad. We're trying to help you. Don't bite the hand of the person that's helping you. I'm not going to call you names anymore. I had to get it. That's victim status I was picking up. My humility just said I was being a victim to listening to you. I got to do something else. Unite the people that are having hard times, and we'll just lock you down with a lawsuit. Have a good one, my friends, and just think twice. Don't. That's what Bob Dylan said. Think twice. And that's why I'm saying think twice. Because you start shooting your mouth off and hurting things and believing a landlord class is freedom, go for it. Because it's only freedom. It's called libertarian conservatism. It's not good for the country. It's good for some. Egalitarianism isn't communism. It's a balanced economy that everybody will have enough. The ego is the problem. And I hope we can tame it a little bit. Everybody's got an ego. I know I'm who I am, I think. But I try not to think I'm better than anybody. I don't want to be like that. I'm trying to lead a non-predatory direction. Like horses do. They live a non-predatory life in the wild when they're feral. We've learned a lot from them. And I want good horsemanship. We can do all this. But to get into the solitude that we don't own anything. We don't even own ourselves. But we do take advantage of what the gold is. I'd rather ride horses than run fossil fuel machines. And run them quietly and safely. So that's what I you can hit me. Come on, bring it on. I'm just on the screen here. Try to sue me. I'm not saying anything wrong. I know the law. I can't say certain things. You can sue me. Because I know the law. I know hearsay and all these things lawyers talk to me. It's good to learn the way the law works. We have civil law. I'm not attacking anybody, but I'm just calming the seas of misinformation. He wrote a book called Mind Hacked. He's a psychiatrist in the United States. First book he wrote was Sugar Busters. And it's how the mind gets hacked by social media. And influencers have a responsibility and an ethical code. Please use an ethical code. Ethics is in every program. I'm a Reiki Grandmaster. I have an ethical code that I don't do certain things. I make right livelihood. That's the priest says, but by law, I don't do sexual impropriety to my clients. And that was brought out by Dr. Carl Jung. It's called influencing your clients and having sex with them is really wrong. And I've had clients open up, young women, and it's just the chakratic zones are coming open. And their sexuality is out of the balance. So I got to bring them back to grounding. But they get so friggin', they just get out of control. So I got to bring it back. And I don't touch them. My hands are about 4 to 6 inches. They hover over them. And I don't have sex with my clients. It's unethical. And it's against the law. Well, it should be. You should practice. So I don't like this going against Reiki practitioners, going against yoga teachers. These are their only practices. They're nothing to do with God. Christians are Reiki practitioners. My shirt's dirty. I should clean it. But, you know, let's get the truth out here. Reiki is a quantum reality. We're living on a Newtonian field, and energy healing is a practice. And it's all, you got to be careful what you say, because we have deemed it as an effective alternative. You're taking business away from me by posting that we're the devils. Robert Johnson was called the devil. And that was a zealot thing. And the crossroads is Haitian. Voodoo is not evil. And it's just the lyrics. And we make judgments with the Maya of the mind. Robert Johnson said, being the devil. Well, this was the problem. He was playing augmented force that were deemed evil. Like the flat fourth in the scale, fourth and seventh, and diminished chords. Evil, because they're edgy. They're like saying too many F-bombs. But they're not that bad. We're all seeing out there. I'm in a senior session. Listen to her on the phone. This young woman, F, bang, 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 bang. It's not ladylike. It shows a mental health problem. And I hit enough. It's got guts. The way I hit the strings. It's expressing feeling. Is it wrong? Or is it right? Like Kimbo says. Am I wrong? Or am I right? Da 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 da. Augmentations. Music is so creative. We use hyphenate words. We hyphenate notes so you hear it. Ah. Ooh. It's the feel. The language. French language has got 5 words for love. 5 words for love. These videos are all long. I'll let you go and have a good day.